Pope Francis is preparing to unbrick and open 5 sacred portals symbolizing the doorway to salvation. The doors are only opened once every 25 years, so may well be a little rusty. This year, for the first time, one of the doors will be opened in a prison. For the first time. Interesting. Okay. This year, for the first time, one of the doors will be opened in a prison as a, quote, sign inviting prisoners to look to the future with hope. Which is the most confusing thing. Is Pope Francis inviting prisoners to go into the prison? Or is this a metaphorical invitation of, hey, the prison door's open, be free, have hope for the future? Sounds like he's opening he has the keys to the abyss, and he's opening up the abyss. That's what it sounds like. The Pope said in his bull of indiction announcing this year's ceremony. The tradition...
what does this mean, opening portals? I don't know.
I mean, what's interesting? I kind of feel like metro.co.uk they know the keywords where people are going to click. A lot of these sort of quasi-mainstream outlets have become more and more fringy.
You don't think that the Vatican calls them portals?
They might.
It sounds like
they do. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the Latin word they use, but perhaps it means portal. It says here, the tradition dates back to 1300, and the door openings themselves follow a ritual carried out in 1423. They mark Jubilee years, a concept dating back to the Old Testament when sinners could see their sins forgiven. And that's the Jubilee thing is also very interesting in the time we're in, because they had the Jubilee, every 7 years, right? A lot of stuff was forgiven, whatnot. And now we're entering this time of a cleanup job. 2025 is one such year. So if you got something on your mind, it could be a good time to confess. That's what it says. It says here, where are the sacred portals? Well, there's one at St. Peter's Basilica in the Vatican. There's St. John the Lateran in Rome, St. Mary Major in Rome, St. Paul outside the walls in Rome, Rebibbia prison in Rome, a first-time edition. So that's where this new thing is happening, this new portal opening from the prison in Rome. By the way, just as a side note, have you noticed, Basil, all the Rome talk from Elon and a lot of ex-folk who are, all about Elon and the rise of technopopulism and sort of leaning into the conservatism. I saw Doge Designer. People on X are
a lot of new Rome type of stuff.
Yeah, we're rebuilding Rome. And then Elon's like, I've been thinking about Rome a lot. There's not a day that goes by where I don't think about Rome. And I'm going, whoa, man, this is like all the Bible prophecy people saying the beast, the second beast, or the first beast is the return of Rome. I mean, they're just outright saying we're going to rebuild Rome. Mm-hmm. But anyway, the doors of the basilicas have been bricked up from the inside. The walls will be taken down before the Pope walks through them to symbolize the beginning of the Holy Year. They will remain open all year for pilgrims to pass through until the Jubilee finishes on January 6th. 2026. The portal's going to be open all year next year, Basil. Can you imagine what's going to happen?
It's so bizarre. I mean, it's there's nothing more occult and magical. Apparently, there's doorways that have been bricked up all over the place, and the Vatican every 25 years goes around and unbricks the door. Hello, this is setting the prisoners free, or maybe setting the demons free from the their chains of the abyss. I don't know, it is very strange.
Well, obviously, the word portal, you can apply it in many different ways. You can think of it as just a walkway, like a hallway or something like that. And obviously, the Vatican is taking it with a spiritual significance or interpretation. It's a symbolic thing, which we know that, in the occult and magic and stuff, a lot of it is symbolic. And, of course, in religious traditions, a lot of things are, the ritual and stuff are not all negative. It's not that it's all negative, but whenever it's in the name of Christ, but also, not really reflecting Christ, it's always kind of a little suspicious. There's also a lot of mythology and esoteric ideas about portals. There's a lot of people that have written on, there's underground passageways in the Vatican, and not only do they lead to documents that have been hidden from the general public, but perhaps, portals into other dimensions and things of that nature, which, of course, is always a possibility. And, just keeping in mind, once they open this, they will not be opened again until the year 2050. So we'll be old men by then, Basil. We'll be just kind of curmudgeon by that point, I think. But if the Lord even allows us to be around that long, Pope Francis said he hoped the Jubilee would be a moment of genuine personal encounter with the Lord Jesus, the door of our salvation. And so there you go. It even gets into some other stuff. But yeah, kind of interesting. Yeah, just a portal to a prison, just an addition and a message to prisoners, which is kind of funny too. Like, does he know that we are all under some kind of, not just the prison of a fallen world, but also, kind of like an economic and I don't know, like a quasi supernatural spiritual prison that we're kind of in the cage. So anyway, just an interesting development, I would say. And we'll keep an eye on it. And yeah, hey, the portal is going to be open for a year, folks. Keep your eyes peeled. Head on a swivel.